there's like a 747 in the sky, the North American church, and it's run out of gas, but it doesn't know it yet. What do you have to say to that? Is that a yes or is that a no? What else do we have to think about with these issues? Because there's so many of them.
Oh man, I mean, where I find, I think, most troubling is where a lot of us go for the answer. We go back a century or two or three or four or five, and we go back to we'll go back to the Reformation and say, all right, there's our high water mark. There's where we need to sort of get back to that kind of thinking. And I would, very much disagree with that sentiment. I don't see the Reformation as the high point of Christian history. I see it as the beginning fixes of the low point of Christian history. And what was going on then, and this is Christendom, as you said, and they didn't really, you don't find the reformers talking about mission much, because there was a common mission, and they were sort of arguments on sort of versions of it. But by 313, Constantine began to say, if I can't whip them, I'm going to join them, kind of thing. We sort of turned the movement into sort of a sterile machine that we continue to sort of work today. And so if you see that the average person, when they think of church, we think we're over it. We think of, the church is a building, and but most people are there in not one way. What time's church? It's a place you're going to meet, or where's your church, or it's that all the time. That I read Romans 16, and I see Paul saying, greet so-and-so, and greet so-and-so, and greet so-and-so, and he's never been to Rome, and yet he knows the players in Rome. What's going on there? It's like the church, through persecution, was mobile. It was a movement. It was a training people. And it wasn't seen as a worship service. And so I don't know of too many people that are just in their instinctive thinking that do not equate church as worship service. And until we can get over that, I don't know how we move. And so you have to, I use this thing, once you see something here, you can't ever comfortably live here anymore. And if you've experienced this, for those of you who are listening to audio, I'm sorry, I just did some hand gestures. And until you've experienced that, all of a sudden going back under here just seems like such a cheap sham. And so we can do all kinds of glitz and bright lights and whatever to somehow keep the machinery moving a little bit longer, pour the last little bit of gas in the thing. But you just look at all the measurements of where things are going here. Sure, we have some more larger churches, but we have way less people in church.